So, 4.7 is here, and it's honestly been here for a couple of days. I'm usually late to the party when it comes to new content, and I don't usually like to cover it when everyone else is already covering it. But now that we're getting to the point where my YouTube feed is being flooded with people playing the new Archon quest, just to avoid spoilers, I'm going to get it out of the way early. You probably still won't see it on YouTube for like another 4 days or so, though. People tell me that it's between 2 and 4 hours, and honestly, that description just reminds me of waiting for an internet service provider to show up. We're going to show up between 12 and 4. Cool, can you narrow that down a bit? That's the only thing I have planned today. We're probably going to do the Archon quest, and if it is 2 hours, like people keep telling me it's going to be, that's probably going to be the only thing we do today. And if it is on the closer side to 2 hours, I will try to edit out as much as I can for the YouTube version of the VOD. In personal news, my aunt moved really close by, so I've been spending a lot of time there helping her out this last couple days. So that's what's been going on in my life. What about y'all? What are y'all doing? Oh, I guess I should get this out of the way too while we're still in the intro. No spoilers in chat. I will ban you, and I will switch to sub-only chat if I have to. Right. I forgot. When I last logged in, I stumbled into this. So for those who remember the world quest that we did, all those, I think it was the one with, Curve, the automaton. Yeah, let's finish this up first. A little bit of a extra bonus side content. What are you doing here, Madam Mello? Oh, it's you. I heard that no good husband of mine has a little spot around here, so I figured I'd drop by and check on him. Look what I found. God, I wish you looked like that photo. He actually keeps the photo with him. Her Uncle Rocher cares deeply about you, madam. Uncle Rocher cares deeply about you, madam. We've had our suspicions on you, and Uncle Rocher was the sole voice of dissent. He alone assured us that you could never have committed the crime. We were wondering where he found the confidence to stand up to us. Probably used up every ounce of his masculinity he had in him. Oh, really? Yeah, and didn't he tell you that he lost your locket in gambling? That's not true. He was merely too ashamed to tell you the truth. Oh, that. I heard the story a long time ago, but I never believed it. Eh? My husband is many things. He may be timorous, somewhat cowardly, and a bit awkward, but he's also a salt-of-the-earth individual. He could be bamboozled, but he's no degenerate gambler. Oh yeah, this was the quest line with Intrepid Valberry. Oh, how could I forget? Monsieur Pinkhair. I didn't call him out because I was waiting for him to tell me the truth on his own accord. Wow, how nice of you. If only we could find him right now. Shush. Look over there. I'm 100% certain he's hiding in that box. Huh? It's an old habit of his. Whenever we'd get into a tiff, he'd go and hide in the nearest closet and to think he thought I didn't know. You want us to fetch him for you? No need to inconvenience yourself. Let's see how long he can hold out in there. Right, there's one other thing I could use your help with. If you ever run into Curve and H and Talachard, please tell them the following. I've tidied up a few of the rooms, so they're welcome here any time. Of course, the House of Lombroso is open to two of you. But, Dan... Alright, we get it, madam. Okay, then we'll get out of your hair. Pylon does hope that Uncle Rocher will come out soon. Have a nice day. Thank you, and best wishes to you too. May you find the answers to all your questions. Strange box. Shush. Frankly, I'm surprised the second we logged in, we didn't hear Paimon just chirp off something about, hey, we should go check on Clarande and Farina or something. Because I fully expected that to happen. Maybe it will get launched into a cutscene the second we warp into the Tower of Seven. Because that's happened before in the past, too. Well, that's enough of the boring introductory stuff. Okay, bedtime story. Archon Quest Chapter 4, Act 6. Which makes Fontaine officially as long as Sumeru. Go to the Sumeru Adventurers Guild and talk to Catherine. How funny would it be if this quest starts because we get told that someone answered one of the posters that Amber put up, and that's how we're going to track down our sibling? How funny would that be? We actually still haven't gotten a Dainsleif quest where we explore the desert with Dainsleif, so maybe that's what this is going to be about. Oh, so I talked to Catherine. Why didn't the quest start? Oh, because it's to talk to Catherine and Sumeru. This one specifically. Oh, wait. If it's this one specifically, it means Nahita's probably going to try to contact us. Alright. Is it Nahita?
Perfect. It's you two. I have a commission here that has your names written all over it. In fact, I'd even go so far as to say you're the only ones for the job.
The only ones for the job? Huh. If our help is really that important, it's probably some Archon class commission, right?
Wait, are there classes of commissions? Have I not been paying attention to that? Never heard of that class. Oh, thank you, either.
The Adventurers Guild doesn't employ that kind of classification system. In fact, this commission is also probably not nearly as intimidating as what you're expecting. All it asks us to do is to find a missing person.
Oh?
Huh? Then why did you say we were the only ones for the job?
I came across this commission while reviewing our backlog not too long ago. It seems simple, but our records indicate that over a dozen successive efforts to complete it have all ended in failure, despite attempts by several accomplished and renowned adventurers.
Who are the accomplished and renowned adventurers we haven't met yet?
With the reputation of the Adventurers Guild and the performance of the Sumeru branch at stake, it's in our best interest to assign this commission to the adventurer with the highest completion rate over the past few years.
Are we just acknowledging that we've been exploring the world for years as an adventurer? We only became an adventurer when we got the Mondstadt, which, considering how many lantern rites we've been exploring for 3+ years, right?
Well, that's us for sure.
Flattery will get you everywhere with Paimon. But I can't guarantee I'll be able to complete it either.
All I'm asking is for you to give it your best shot. If it proves to be beyond your capabilities as well, I'll talk to the commissioner about canceling the commission.
Okay, so who are we looking for? And what is it about this commission that's made it so hard to complete?
This commission was jointly issued by the residents of Vimara Village.
Oh!
They say one of their own villagers has gone missing.
Vimara Village? That's where Rana is from.
But the problem is, they don't know the missing person's name. They can only provide information about his general appearance.
They're all from the same village, but they don't even know his name? If so many adventurers have failed to complete this commission, maybe this missing villager doesn't exist at all. Could it be some sort of a prank or something?
I doubt that, Paimon.
Unlikely. Several villagers came by to issue the commission, and judging by their appearance and tone of voice, they seemed incredibly sincere. It certainly didn't seem like a joke to them. Besides, putting up a commission requires a processing fee. There aren't many upsides to a prank that costs Mora to carry out.
True, that would be a little strange.
In any case, it would probably be best to go to Vimara Village and ask around first. The Adventurers Guild does have some information on hand, but I would say anything you can learn directly from the villagers would be far more reliable. The best way to avoid misdirection is to go to the source.
Alright then, let's go! I'm starting to get really curious about this whole thing.
Bedtime story! Ooh, my teeth are chattering. That's not a good sign. Okay, go to Vimara Village. Oh, we're going up to where the kids hang out.
We made it to Vimara Village! Why don't we talk to some of the villagers to learn
I didn't mean to talk to you. Well, sorry about that, Paimon. It happens.
If this commission is really as challenging as Catherine made it out to be, We're gonna need to carry out a very detailed investigation.
Brom.
Hello there. You looking to buy something? I do business in this area.
Oh, no, we're adventurers. Catherine sent us to look into a commission here in Vermara Village.
Ah, so you're here about that then. Ah, you're not the first, that's for sure. We've certainly made a lot of trouble for you all.
Oh wow, they immediately know which commission it is. As if like this is the only commission that this entire village has submitted that needs help.
To be honest, we aren't holding out much hope. Many adventurers have made their way out here, confident they'd be able to help us, only to leave soon after with nothing to show for their efforts. We've pretty much had it up to here in questions, and the area around the village has practically been overturned in search of clues. But no one has been able to make any headway.
This says Aranara written all over it.
So, this person we're looking for, what's his name? Where did he live? Does he have any relatives?
I don't know. I really have no clue.
Cameraman going nuts.
Okay, guess you are really sick of answering questions.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sound short with you. I was actually just giving you my answer to your questions.
So those 3 questions are a no-go then? Anything you can tell us?
I know it may seem like we don't have anything to offer by way of information, but I promise you, we all have a very strong impression of him. When you live in the same village as someone, you develop a lot of memories together, you know?
I feel like we should just talk to the Aranara at this point.
We just don't know the specifics.
Ooh,
Maybe
will
we
this
did
be the
at one
first
point,
voiced
but
instance
that
of
information
Aranara
is
we'll get
long
if we
gone
do?
by now.
I'm excited for that, and I hope they don't sound like that really weird voice I was doing during the Aranara quest. Because if it turns out it sounds like that, I'm gonna be upset that I didn't get a call for a curtain call. Anywho.
At least that's what everyone in the village seems to think. We've all exchanged what we know, and that was the only logical conclusion.
I'm gonna be even more upset if they're not voiced, and we have to go talk to Aranara.
Alright, specifics aside then, what kind of person was he?
There's a bit of a problem with Genshin Impact, and I wouldn't even say recent years. It's long-standing that people just don't care about the quests that aren't voiced, and only people like me seem to care. And then but I'm a lore spore, so what are you gonna say about that?
Young guy, in his early 20s probably. Incredibly kind sort of person, always willing to lend a helping hand. I'd chat with him when I didn't have any customers. I even saw him stick out his neck for others on more than one occasion. Very interesting guy, that one.
Now that you've started talking about him, you don't seem nearly as down in the dumps as you did before. Seems like he left a pretty good impression on you.
But of course, everyone in the village is pretty fond of him. We wouldn't have issued that commission otherwise. There aren't many young people like him nowadays. So genuine and pure. To think that he just up and disappeared one day. I just hope nothing bad happened.
It wouldn't happen to be, what was his name, Alfonso Schnesnovich, would it be?
Could he have just moved away without telling anyone?
No, he's not the type to leave without saying goodbye. And anyway, moving away without being seen by a single person in the village? There's no way he would have been able to manage that.
Also, I didn't comment on that in when I'm in my reaction to Arlecchino's demo. She's walking through the ruins of old Von Arana, which means she's definitely retracing the steps of some of the undercover Schnesnoviches. I wonder if she's aware about the people that are still left and abandoned in the chasm. When are we going to address those people just standing there? I'm probably one of the few people out there that actually wants them to do another chasm expansion. I really enjoyed the chasm quest line.
Thanks for the information. We're gonna go ask around some more.
I really hope he's okay.
Alright, Kaching, this is where you come into handy.
Speed of light. Hey!
Village Elder time.
Guests, I hear.
Hi, Grandpa Amadea. We're here to help you look for the guy that's gone missing.
Ah, so that's what brings you to these parts. Coming all this way for our sake. That's so very kind of you. With your help, I trust that young man's case is in good hands.
Could you about him?
Of course. I'm happy to help any way I can. With my failing eyesight, I'm afraid I can't offer much about his appearance. But I do remember hearing the sound of his voice. Not recently, of course. That loss has left me feeling quite empty. I don't think his parents are still living in the village. But somehow he never seemed lonely. In fact, he was usually the one offering companionship to others.
Who the hell is this mystery person?
He would often take time.
I know the
to
obvious
visit
answer
the
would just be it's
elderly,
Dane,
or
but
play
I'm starting to
with
think
the
this is
orphans in
Arnara
the
shenanigans,
village.
messing with memories and dreams.
And whenever someone had something on their mind, he was there to listen with open ears. He always knew just what to say. As the village chief, I owe him many thanks. Helping villagers navigate difficult moments in their lives should have been one of my responsibilities. But he was often the one rising to the occasion.
Wow. He seems like such a nice and gentle person. No wonder his disappearance affected you all so much. But, you wouldn't happen to know any details about his name, address, or family situation, right?
I'm ashamed to admit it, but I just can't remember. No matter how you look at it, I should know those things. But for some reason, no matter how hard I try to remember, the information just doesn't come. Perhaps my age really has caught up with me this time.
This is why we need, like, a village registry or, like, physical records. Memories are fallible.
It's okay. There's no need to force yourself to try and remember. We'll figure something out.
Also, this could be Irminsul shenanigans. What are the odds that it was... I just realized this. It could be Scaramouche Wanderer. I don't know why I just now thought about it. It could be Scaramouche Wanderer. Mr. I erased myself from Irminsul. He would have been in the village within the last couple of years. Possibly while he was working on that pet project of becoming a god. There's probably more to this case than meets the eye.
I don't think so too. Like, the name thing.
Let's go talk to Nahida.
Weird that no one
Or the
remembers
Arnara.
his name. And nobody has been able to tell us anything about his family or where he lived. It's like this guy's been erased from reality or something.
I'd say it's more like he's someone who only exists in people's memories.
Wait, so you're saying it's not that he's been erased, necessarily, but more like he never existed to begin with?
Was that Dunyarzad walking up in the background, or did I imagine that?
Okay, Paimon's gonna need some time to process that one. Someone who only exists in people's memories?
Could it be like what happened to the Greater Lord Ruka Devada? Like some sort of mass alteration of people's memories.
You two are the adventurers who just arrived, right? You're here for the Vamara Village Commission?
Yep, sure are. We were just looking into the case.
I'm so glad to hear that. Thank goodness you haven't given up. I've been so worried the Adventurers Guild might cancel our commission.
If we fail, they might.
My name is Atosa, by the way. I grew up here in Vamara Village. Anyway, I just wanted to say, please keep searching for a missing villager. I'm begging you. You have to find him.
Is that Laura Bailey? I could be wrong, but it sounds a little bit like her. I'm sure we'll track him down. We'll certainly try our best.
Yeah, no need to worry. We'll give it our best shot. So, were you close to the missing villager? Are there any leads you can give us?
I'm not sure this counts as a lead, but follow me. There's a place I'd like to show you.
Okay. Oh, we're going this way now? This is just outside of town. We're going outside of town to just outside of the jungle.
Is this the place? Under this tree?
Yep. I know it doesn't look like much, but this place is very meaningful to me. It's so full of memories. We used to always sit together under this tree and talk. Sometimes we would look up at the clouds in the sky, or stop to feel the wind against our skin. We could sit there for hours at a time, never realizing how long it had been. I was actually adopted by the people of Vamar Village. The forest rangers found me in the woods as a child.
Uh-oh. Sad backstory incoming.
I was surrounded by such good people, and growing up in the village was so lively. Still, there were times when I couldn't help but feel incredibly alone.
Alone?
How should I put it? When something's bothering you, or when you have good news to share, you always want to talk about it with somebody. But for the longest time, I didn't know who I could talk to, or if I should say anything at all.
It's always nice to share. It's one of the reasons why I will stop and talk to the camera, even if there's no one in chat.
Everyone has their own problems to deal with. Even if I might want to confide in others, I don't want to become a burden.
Also, I like voicing my thoughts, because if this is going to be recorded, I like to have something in there. And you can confide in others, you can confide in yourself. I have a bad habit of talking to myself, even when I'm not streaming. I don't sing in the shower, though, surprisingly. I think I get what you mean.
Really? You know exactly how I feel?
I used to have someone like that, a family member that I could talk to no matter what. Now I have a lot of friends who understand me and very happy to hear me out.
Aww.
Wow, that sounds really nice. You're quite lucky. When it comes to our missing villager, well...
Oh!
I guess you could say
someone
that
up in the
to
tree,
me.
or is
He
this a
felt
flashback?
like both. A family member I could rely on, and a friend who could really understand me. No matter what came my way, I knew I could always talk to him. He was so thoughtful and pure, and patient, too. Whenever I talked to him, he would always seem so interested, as if the things I was describing were just as important to him as they were to me. Ever since he disappeared, there's been so much I wanted to tell him. No, none of those things matters now. I just really want to see him again.
Wow. You two must have been really close. Did he ever tell you anything about himself?
He mostly just talked about interesting things he saw around the village. He'd share a lot of his own wild ideas as well.
Like?
Oh, right! I did ask him about his parents once. But all he said was, they're not here anymore. I didn't know whether that meant they had left the village or passed
So Ether, what's
away,
your parent story
and
looking like?
I didn't want to pry.
I know you're not from Tevat, but you must have, like, family outside of the sister, right? Do you have parents or grandparents? Where do you come from? Are you born out of Stardust? Can you even have
Still
kids?
Not much to go off of.
Look at me. Talking your ear off and still nothing to show for it. I'm sorry I wasn't more help.
Well, yeah, but it'll help us understand him better.
The last time I talked this much in one go was when we were still together. Come to think of it, every time we talked, it always seemed to be around dusk, just like right now. Time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like we'd been talking for hours, the sun would still be at the same position in the sky.
Well, time always seems to pass slower when you're relaxed, right? What's wrong, Traveler?
It's always the same time of day, and time never seemed to pass. Based on what we've learned, this is definitely not a regular missing persons case. What Atosa just told us about the time could be key to unraveling the mystery. No, I still think we should talk to Nahida or the Aranara. This has, like, Irminsul or memory manipulation written all over it.
Hey.
Also,
look
are there
at
two
those
people in the
trails
tree?
over there. Doesn't it seem like they're acting a little strange?
Ooh, it also could be a person that turned into a Hilichurl. Good point, Paimon. Oh, there's an Aranara up there. No, wait, that's that's an Abyss Mage.
The Abyss Order. Could they be the ones behind all of this?
That's right. I forgot. It's a Dane mission. I should just assume Abyss Order is behind everything.
Uh-oh, we've been spotted! Quick, get ready to fight!
Okay.
Incoming.
It had to be a Pyro Abyss Mage. It just had to be a Pyro Abyss Mage.
I must leave no stone unturned.
On my team that has so much pyro damage. Come on, Bubble. Bubble pop.
Overruled.
They die so fast once I have that.
Everlasting as the moon. Transfixed. Leave it all to me. No escape.
Come on.
With sword comes shadow. Don't blink.
Alright, that was easy.
Thank you so much. I wasn't expecting monsters to show up. If you hadn't been here, I'm not sure what I would have done.
I don't know. If we weren't here, there might not have been monsters that showed up. I'm pretty sure they saw us, recognized us, and that's why they attacked.
It was no trouble.
Question you should be asking now is, what is the Abyss Order doing around here?
Now that I think about it, the hilly trolls around Vimara village have been a lot more active lately. They seem agitated and would often attack anything in sight. Chief Amadea doesn't allow the children to play in the area around the village anymore.
That seems like important news that we should have been told regarding the area before we came here.
Maybe the Abyss Order really is involved. Well, we should head back and check out the situation in Vimara village just in case.
I
If
still
the
think we
Abyss
should
Order
talk
is
to
plotting
Nahida.
something that could
Maybe
spell
even
trouble
Wanderer
for
or the
villagers.
Aranara. Well, that's a quest complete.
Wait a second. The person... It's Dainsleif!
I mean, there's Abyss Order nearby. Dainsleif is not too far behind.
Ah, it's you two.
Oh, a friend of yours? Well, I'll leave you all to it then. I should head back to the village and check up on Chief Amadea and the others anyway. Well, see you later.
Yep, see you later, Atosa! Why do you always have to pop up out of nowhere like that? Is it your life's mission to jump scare us or something?
I mean, we saw him from a distance away and walked up to him, so he didn't jump scare us.
It's hardly personal, or intentional for that matter. As long as you and I are both in pursuit of the Abyss Order, we're bound to cross paths.
Pretty much.
Ah, so you're here to investigate the Abyss Order then. That would explain the monsters you were fighting just now.
Naturally. Hold on. Are you not here for the same purpose?
We're also on their tail, but I'll admit we ran into them on accident.
No matter. It may have taken you a while to catch on, but I'm sure you've also realized by now that there's something strange about this place.
This is probably going to pick up that whole Sinner quest line that we got during Karivar.
The Abyss Order is most certainly planning something in this area.
Because he said
Or
he'd tell us
worse,
more about that later,
their plan could
and then
already
we never
be in
met up with
motion.
him again.
So you think the Abyss Order is behind the Hilly Trail activity in the area?
As things stand,
Maybe when we
I
get
highly
Natlin in
doubt that is
5.0,
their
we'll get a
primary
Dainsleif
motive.
quest in the
I would
in
imagine
the Subaru
increased
Desert,
Hilly Trail
or it's
activity
Dainsleif
is
quest in
merely
Fontaine.
a byproduct of whatever it is they're really trying to accomplish.
Still, the Hilly Trail activity is causing a lot of problems for the people here. We should stick around for a while and protect the village, don't you think?
The best way to protect them is by figuring out what the Abyss Order is truly planning. That is how we prevent further tragedy.
Well, let's see what more we can learn from the villagers. And after that, you also owe us many answers.
And you shall have them. I never intended to hide anything from you.
I'll be right back.
Don't
I'm
worry.
gonna grab some water.
There should be ample time to talk.
Should be in my bag. Return to Vermar Village. Oh, is something happening?
Ah. So that was the commission that brought you here to Vimara Village.
Oh, it's nighttime.
Someone who seems to only exist in people's memories. That is indeed quite intriguing. I would agree that it's unlikely you have a simple missing persons case on your hands. However, any possible connection to the Abyss Order is still unclear. It appears all we have by way of clues is increased hilichurl activity. And that is certainly not much to go off of.
Well then, how about the intel you promised me?
Right! That mysterious voice he heard in his sister's memory. The one who called himself a sinner. Who is he?
Oh god, we're jumping straight into this.
Traveler, let me ask you this. Do you believe your sibling to have betrayed you?
In a manner of speaking. I want to have faith in her, but in a manner of speaking, yeah.
I sense hesitation in your words.
Yeah, I am hesitating.
After all, you still haven't figured out the whole truth of what happened. There's still hope for the two of you to reconcile. Irreparable damage has not yet been done.
True. That's how my trust usually works. Until you've, like, actually stabbed me in the back, I'm willing to forgive and forget. Pull the knife out first, though.
The sinner you wish to know about, his situation is different. He and his fellow sinners have long betrayed me, and long betrayed their nation.
Popular theories I heard on for who the sinner is it could be, like, the remnants of King Ermin, someone from before. Ashikai has this whole, like, 3-hour ramble of death threat nonsense. I just want the book on this closed.
His name is Vedrfolnir,
Vedrfolnir.
the Visionary.
Oh, it's Vedrfolnir. The one who made the prophecy that Fontaine would sink. I remember that name.
I'm loath to admit it, but he is also my kin, my older brother.
Excuse me?
Your brother?
What happened between the two of you?
There were 5 of them, the 5 sinners of Kanria.
And yourself included?
The wise Roptatir, the visionary Vedrfolnir, Gold Rhindaughter, the foul Sertologi,
We learned about him recently.
and Rehir of Solnari, Rerir.
And then Dainsleif, the Bowkeeper.
No matter how eroded my memory may become, I will never forget their names. One day, I shall have my vengeance.
Wait, some of those names sound really familiar. Rhindaughter is the one who created Albedo. Sertologi is Skirk's master.
And we have heard the name Vedrfolnir.
And the one we just learned about, Dane's brother, Vedrfolnir. If he was the voice of the sinner, then the one who inspired Clotar to create the Abyss Order was him.
Somehow everything's connected. If that's true, then the stone slates we found in that ruin in Fontaine, the ones that outlined Fontaine's prophecy, was likely Vedrfolnir's doing as well.
They were once people of great esteem in Kanria. Those who carried the hopes of the nation. They were the best of their peers, outstanding in their respective fields. 6 of us, together. We should have been the ones to prevent the disaster. The ones to stop the Vinster King from continuing
Vinster
to
King?
rock the foundation of the world.
Well, now that I know who the sinner is, I no longer care.
Yet, deep within, the 5 of them craved something more. They could not resist the call of the Abyss, and divided among themselves a power that could destroy the world. So they became sinners, but also transcendent beings, each in possession of world-shattering power.
Well, this guarantees that the theory that the sinner was the second who came in the lore is now incorrect. But the fact that it was the person who made the prophecy in Fontaine, wow, I didn't see that coming.
And when the cataclysm occurred, not one of them stood up in defense of their nation. Not one came forward to prevent the tragedy. And for that, they shall never have my forgiveness.
And then my sibling came into contact with your brother.
Indeed. If they are not stopped, the day is sure to come when they will also betray the entire world.
Must be hard to talk about all this. But thank you for telling me.
Of course. As I said, I never intended to hide anything from you.
So, Dane, what have you been looking into all this time?
I've continued to investigate the questions surrounding the Loom of Fate. It's been quite some time since the initial operation was launched.
Almost like 3 years, one might say.
By retrieving the eye of the first field tiller,
Oh, isn't
we
that
were
a
able to
throwback
stop
mission?
part of their plan from coming to fruition.
Oh, Paimon remembers! Weren't they going to use it to corrupt Osial and make a god or something?
Indeed. However, it's obvious that was just some sort of technical experiment. The eye was integral to their plan, yet somehow, despite failing to obtain it, they've skipped the experimental phase and found some other way to keep moving forward.
Hooray, we delayed them by 2 years.
There are many signs pointing to that effect.
Then, what should we do? It's not too late, is it?
Our most pressing concern is to determine the purpose of the Loom of Fate. From there, we'll be able to deduce the Abyss Order's true objective.
Probably to overturn Celestia. Probably similar to what the Fatui's doing, but for a different... for a different end goal.
Based on the intel I've gathered so far, I suspect the Loom of Fate is related to the ley lines in some way.
The ley lines?
Ooh, it can weave the ley lines into a new fate. Maybe it ties into that whole Remuria questline that we just did recently. Where, like, the Loom of Fate is, like, their Phobos. It is their great composition that can guide them or separate them from fate.
Traveler, you were able to observe your siblings' memories last time, yes? I believe that was due to the fact that the ley lines in that area were unstable.
We never found out why they were unstable either.
My recent investigation has shown that Abyss Order activity in a particular area is usually followed by a series of issues with the ley lines.
And one of the things that flows through the ley lines are memories.
Wait, then our commission here in Vimara Village. The person who seems to exist only in people's memories. Could it be connected?
Memories, ley lines, the Loom of Fate, the missing person that doesn't seem to exist. What connection do all... Well, this seems to all wrap up in a nice bow to me.
It's certainly possible. I'll join your investigation tomorrow. This missing persons case could very well turn out to be the key to unraveling these mysteries.
Well, if we're teaming up with Dane again, we're gonna need all the energy we can get. Let's
Food.
try investigating somewhere a little further away tomorrow.
Why do we always stay at places that have fish just out in front of them?
Oh, so tired. Paimon used way too much brain juice yesterday. It's all Dane's fault saying all that complicated stuff.
He didn't say anything that was all that complicated. Mind-blowing and earth-shattering, yes, but I don't know about confusing or complicated. I didn't sleep well either.
Well, let's go find Dane. We've got a lot to do today.
We're only 47 minutes in. How much longer do we gotta go? Oh, camera says go this way. Oh, he's waiting for us right there. Whee! Oh,
Dane? Hello, Dane?
Say
Why
about to
are you
Dane.
just zoning out over here? Did something happen?
What's wrong, Dane?
The missing person from your commission. Could you describe them to me?
Oh, young guy, early 20s, Seriously, Dane, what's going on?
There appear to be certain memories in my mind that weren't there before.
Oh. Do you remember talking to the person now?
Memories of him.
Maybe we just talked too much about him yesterday and
Nope.
you had a weird dream or something?
Nope, Dane's being affected too.
No, it wasn't a dream. They're memories. Memories that suddenly appeared in my mind after I woke up. And I'm certain I've never met this person before.
Well, what exactly do you remember?
I remember handing him the eye of the first field tiller.
Excuse me?
What?
Do you still have it? Did you check your pockets?
Okay, so this missing person definitely has something to do with the Abyss Order then.
Indeed. And it appears he possesses the ability to implant memories into the minds of others.
How is that even possible?
Wait then. All the memories the villagers have of him, could they be fake too? Maybe they never knew him at all. But why would he do something like that?
Whatever the Abyss Order is planning, an important truth has been revealed to us this morning.
What sort of truth?
That their goal is still to obtain the eye of the first field tiller. They haven't stopped searching for it. I am the only person who knows its location. Perhaps implanting that particular memory was an attempt to interfere with my mind in some way.
Or maybe get you to go check to see if you've actually... Or to get you to go back to check on the eye in its hiding place, and they're going to shadow us when we go there to check it in a minute. Is the eye still safe? What if that memory is real? No, don't fall for it, Ether.
Your concerns are not entirely unfounded. I don't believe the Abyss Order is capable of altering reality like that just yet. However, considering their single-minded pursuit of the eye, I would say an equal level of caution is in order on our part. Come with me. We must check whether the eye is still in our possession.
Oh, so you're going to take us to where you hid it?
But what if someone follows us? If we go straight there and someone is on our tail, aren't we just exposing the eye's location? Maybe that's the reason the Abyss Order planted them. Okay, now you catch on to my fan theory. Just spill my entire thoughts a minute after I said them, Ether. Given what I know of him, I'm sure Dane has already thought of that possibility. It seems like he might already have a plan. Lead the way, Dane.
Of course.
I mean, it's his hiding spot. Who am I to say? If he wants to show us there and check on it and walk into a trap, that's his prerogative. Memories that should not exist. It's the name of this quest line. Where did he hide it? Oh, just near the chasm? Very oddly specific spot.
So you hid it way out here? Not an easy place to discover, that's for sure.
Was this always here?
Well, let's go check to see if it's safe.
Traveler, wait.
Hmm? Memory problems, huh?
We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
What was the Dane gonna tell me just now? I'm expecting some Zack voice lines at some point.
Hey, wait up!
Place of Revelations, recommended level 90. Electric Fire? Hey, we have that. How crazy would it be if we get a trial Dainsleif during this? Blow everyone's minds. I know that's probably not true, because if it was true, it would be all over my YouTube feed. Any reason in particular you picked this as the hiding place, Dane?
As a good knight should.
It appears the mechanisms here have changed over time. You can access the upper floor through the side door. Perhaps you should try reactivating the mechanism over there.
Whatever you say, Dane. Kind of wish they would drop items for me to pick up. 'Cause I still need Ruin Guard parts to upgrade my Favonius bow to level 90. Okay. That's progress. So 3 lights.
Make sure all the runes are pointing in the direction indicated by the light. That should unlock the mechanism.
Okay.
Ah, the door's open.
There we go.
Let's go. Our destination is just up ahead.
That was easy enough. Well, this looks like a boss arena.
Looks like we can't go any further.
Be on your guard. I sense the presence of the abyss.
Hey, it's this guy again.
They're here!
It's the cryo one.
Transfixed.
Speed of light.
No one escapes my sight.
I must leave no stone unturned.
All right.
Overruled.
Don't blink. As a dutiful maid would.
Let's just keep melting your shield. And you're done. It's so nice to have a really reliable DPS again.
Just as I suspected.
Progressing through the game is going to be so
The
much
false
easier now.
memories were a trap. The Abyss Order just wanted to follow us here. Now that they're in the vicinity, we should have a chance to see.
Dane? What's wrong?
Can you feel that? There's been a disturbance in the ley lines. It must be the work of the Abyss.
Wow, you must be really sensitive to that sort of thing. Paimon doesn't feel it.
You too. Do as I say. Use that mechanism over there and leave this place.
Well, what about the Eye of the Field Tiller, though? Will you be alright?
The Abyss Order is putting something in motion. If you return to Vimara Village, I suspect you might finally have the opportunity to locate the missing villager. Just think of it as a way to divide and conquer.
Alright. If you say so. I still think we shouldn't leave you here alone with the Eye of the Field Tiller, though. Dane does have a point. Something still feels off. What am I missing? A lot, either, because you're dum-dum. Oh, we're cutting to Dane's POV. Oh, something's happening. The music's picking up. Something's coming. Oh, this is gonna be Lumine. Because there's that one trailer shot, because I know because I used it in the thumbnail, where Lumine appears behind Dane with a sword. Yep, there's the shot.
I knew going along with your trap would be the only way to meet with you face to face.
You risked your safety and that of the Eye? That's quite the gamble, Dainsleif. But I believe that I am the one walking into a trap laid by the Twilight Sword.
Because I wouldn't have called this a trap either, Dainsleif. I would have called it a setup, but yeah.
So you came here all on your own? What about those followers of yours?
Yeah, where's Enjo? We haven't seen Enjo or heard from Enjo in a while. How's he doing?
When the Twilight Sword is prepared for battle, any army I could send would only be marching to their doom. Better that I face you alone. I know you must have a lot
You know,
to
when Zach
say.
said he voiced lines for this update, I bet he meant if you're playing as Lumine.
But if it's a conversation you want, you'll have to defeat me first.
Are we gonna play as Lumine and fight Dane? How funny would that be? They did definitely design this like a boss arena. Oh, that's the end of a quest.
The Abyss Order's on the move. The ley lines are all out of whack. We better hurry back to Vimara Village and see what's going on.
We're in an instance. I just noticed that the world boundaries are really close to us.
Over there.
They stream strangely calm.
Weren't they acting super agitated just a little while ago? Why are they so calm all of a sudden?
Wait, I hear something.
In the new world, they bade farewell to the shrouded sun. At last, they no longer needed to dwell on their suffering, or try to differentiate between various thoughts of blasphemy.
Who's talking right now?
Such was the price they paid, and thus their souls became cleansed and pure.
Did you hear that? What was that sound just now?
It was someone's voice.
It sounded so gentle. Could that voice be comforting the hilly trolls in some way? Oh, this is weird. Let's check if this is happening anywhere else.
That's why the game was taking so long to load. See, look, the world border on the mini-map. We're fenced in. We're locked into a sequence.
Looks like the same thing is happening over here, too. The hilly trolls are calm.
You see, we're both still here. We've reclaimed an endless amount of time to love. Release your tears. You no longer need to hold back your sorrow.
It's that voice again. They're just chilling. Okay. Hilla chillin'.
Over there. It looks like they're sleeping.
In the end, he whispered softly, "Sleep well, Father. Sleep well, my beloved people. When you awake, that which differentiates us shall be no more."
It almost sounds like a poem or some kind of story.
Yeah, I wonder.
Well, now that the hilly trolls have calmed down, Vimara Village should be safe at least. Let's put this situation to the side for now. Dane said this might be our chance to find the missing villager, so we should head back to Vimara Village before it's too late. Grandpa Medea, is everyone alright? The Abyss Order seems to be up to something nearby.
The Abyss Order? This is the first I'm hearing of it. Thank you for your concern, but as far as I'm aware, it's been business as usual here in the village.
Well, that's good to hear. Oh, also, you didn't happen to come across any clues about the missing villager while we were gone, did you?
Someone's gone missing, you say? Who would that be?
Huh?
That's not a good sign. Things just got even more complicated.
You know, the young guy from Vimara Village. The one you've been looking for all this time. You posted a commission with the Sumeru Adventurers Guild. That's kind of the whole reason we're here, actually. Your missing persons commission.
Ah, I do apologize, you two. I hope I'm not worrying you too much. I'm sure it's just my age making me forgetful again.
Yeah, your age.
At least right now, I can't seem to recall whatever it is you're referring to. Perhaps you should try asking someone else.
But how is that? All right. Thanks for your help, Grandpa Amadea.
I feel like we should be talking to the Aranara.
Something's definitely not right. We just talked to Grandpa Amadia about the missing villager. There's no way he could have forgotten all about him just like that. What do you think, Traveler? Could everyone's memories of the missing villager have been erased again?
It's too early to say. You should check in with the others first.
You're right. We should narrow down the possibilities first. Let's go ask someone else then.
Someone's gone missing? Who?
Just as expected. That guy you said a bunch of nice things about earlier? The one you always used to chat with. He's around 20 years old, and you said he was a kind, warm-hearted person?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Really?
Really?
You remember?
There aren't many young people who've earned that kind of praise from me. If you're certain that's what I said, then there's only one person who fits the bill. No doubt about it. But why'd you say he's gone missing?
Have you seen him recently?
Yeah, I just saw him leave the village. There was someone else with him, too. They couldn't have gone far.
Interesting. Oh, it was the girl.
Strange. Bayram seems to remember him. And apparently he just saw him? Do you think maybe it's not that there's something wrong with people's memories, but that we've somehow returned to a time before he went missing?
No, let's not jump to time travel shenanigans right off the bat. I doubt returning to the past would be that simple. Given everything Dane mentioned about disturbances in the ley lines, I'd say it's far more likely that this is related to the memories in some way. I need to think carefully. What's going on? Let's go to the tree. Go to the tree, go to the tree, go to the tree, go to the tree. It's near dusk. Oh, I guess we're doing the actual... we have to do the ether thinking minigame. Just like what happened with the Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, no one remembers him because there's a single change in people's memories.
If this person only exists in people's memories, maybe we're in someone's memory right now.
Why was this one voiced and not the others?
If we really did travel back to a time before he disappeared, that could explain why the villagers said he hadn't gone missing. Just like what happened with Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
Okay, so it was... I just encountered a bug. Okay, cool.
Because there's been a change in people's memories.
Right. Paimon totally forgot about the ley line disturbances. We're in someone else's memory. Just like how you entered your sibling's memory last time. That would also explain why we seem to be at a time before he went missing. It's a memory after all.
If we're in someone's memories, this is our chance to find him.
Right. If he's someone who only exists in people's memories, then we're finally on the same turf. But didn't Bayron just say that he saw him leave the village with someone? Where should we go look for him?
The tree.
Who knows how long this ley line disturbance is gonna last? We might not have that much time, and we don't even know whose memory this is.
Go to the tree.
Good idea. That'll help us narrow things down.
Go to the tree.
We pretty much figured out that the missing villager has the ability to...
Implant memories in the minds of others.
Right! That! Can we try to figure out more about him using what we know of his ability? Like, does it maybe leave a trace that would somehow give him away?
Planting memories into the minds of others must be an imperfect process. There's no way the new memories could perfectly blend in with old ones. There has to be some kind of tell. Time does not pass than false memories. False memories are easily forgotten.
All the memories seem to be set in or near Vimara village, but I'm still not sure if they're restricted to this location. If time was allowed to pass within the false memories, there's a higher chance they might conflict with someone's original recollection. That would make it much harder to avoid suspicion. There's a difference between memories that arise from lived experiences and those that are implanted into the mind. Perhaps it has something to do with time.
I'm gonna go with this one.
No wonder time isn't passing.
Okay.
What's the tell of the fake memories? The implanted memories are basically taking place outside of the regular 24 hours of the day. If the memories included the regular passage of time, it would be easy for people to tell that something was off. Like there could be overlap or something. People might start to wonder why they remember doing two different things at the same time of day.
That's pretty clever, Paimon. I was actually just about to say that.
That's why he makes sure the memories take place at a specific moment in time rather than over a period of time.
If we consider this conjunction with that we already know, go to the fucking tree. Of whose memory this is, it seems we have an obvious answer. It's Atosa.
The color of the sky coincides with the moment in time she described. We thought Chief Amadea forgot about the missing villager, but it turns out we're at a moment in time before the village issued the commission. Dainsleif had memories implanted into his mind. Could it be that it's happened more than once?
Oh, right! That's exactly what Atosa described!
Come to think of it, every time we talked, it always seemed to be around dusk, just like right now. Time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like we'd been talking for hours, the sun would still be at the same position in the sky.
And that's the giveaway.
That has to be it. This is definitely Atosa's memory. Yeah,
To the tree.
that's where they'll be.
Thank you for wasting about 5 minutes of my time. To the tree, to the tree, to the tree, 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 to the tree, to the tree, to the tree, 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 to the tree, to the tree, to the tree, tree, tree. Why the fuck am I not there already? Oh, there they are. Who are you?
So, you see, Granny Jahiet was a mercenary when she was younger. She just talks like that out of habit. She's not trying to scare the children on purpose. Oh, there I go again. Always talking about my own things. Do you maybe have anything you want to share? It's okay if you don't. You could also just talk about what you think of me?
I mean, we already got the impression she was in love with him, but I guess it's nice to see it.
Oh, I think you're an incredibly strong and thoughtful young woman.
So which one of the 5 do you think it's going to be, or is it just going to be like another Clothar?
You'll meet many amazing people and live a very happy life.
If he says his name is Kari Bear, I'm going to flip.
With someone like me.
Huh? Are those your friends over there?
Finally found him. Why does he look kind of familiar? Because he looks like Clothar. Or Halfdan. Or almost every other Conrian we've met, to be honest.
Oh, right. This version of Atosa hasn't met us yet.
Friends? I guess you could say that. It must have taken them a lot of effort to find me. So, I should see what they need. I'm sorry, Atosa. We'll have to continue this conversation another time.
Another time, huh? Yeah, okay. I'll head back to the village then. Talk to you some other time.
God, I'm gonna feel bad when she doesn't remember him later. Give me this one thing, Hoyo. Let her remember. Anywho.
It's nice to see you, Traveler. I believe this is the first time we've met.
You're... Kari Bear? Oh, it is fucking Kari Bear. Factoring in memories of the Abyss Order, the Loom of Fate, and everything else, I need to think of the one person that can't connect all of this together.
Born into abject sorrow, he shall now become the Loom of Fate. Dane's brother, one of the 5 sinners of Conria, the one who stole the power of the Abyss, the founder of the Abyss Order, the man who broke the curse of immortality. You're Kari Bear Alberich.
Oh. You know me? That's quite the surprise. I don't believe I've met you before.
We had leyline shenanigans met someone who's met you when you were a Hilichurl?
Oh, I see. It was the memory, wasn't it? Your sibling's memory. You saw the me from back then. This is Atosa's memory. I came here to say goodbye to her.
Oh. Well, come on, man. Don't be like that.
But I suppose I'll just leave her a message instead. Come, let's find somewhere else to talk.
Oh, God. I love when they do that pose. It's always funny. Oh. Hooray! Text I can't read. My favorite. I'm sure I'll hear what it says in an Ashikai video in like a week or two, maybe a month from now. Bye, text. The proof of existence. I don't know if you could ever prove that anyone exists. We might all just be brains and vats. Oh, I can't even open the menu. Also, where did Paimon go? Is that supposed to be Irminsul? Or the tree that'll grow into Sumeru City? What is this place?
I suppose you could call it the realm of my consciousness. I'm someone who no longer exists in the real world after all. As you well know.
You look quite exhausted.
It's nothing. I still have enough strength to play the part of a good host. I've always hoped that I'd get the chance to talk to you like this. And now, the time has finally arrived.
This is a rare opportunity for me as well. I should try to learn as much information as I can, knowing that we might possibly forget all of this and wake up in a minute. What exactly has happened to you? I could care less about the Loom of Fate. Other people care more.
Extreme sorrow and pain. Hope and regret coursing through your veins. And a degree of abyssal power that defies comprehension.
We saw your dad's corpse in a field.
Father told me that once I possessed all those elements, I would become the Loom of Fate. But, despite his intentions for me, I never truly became the Loom of Fate. I was merely used as a means for its construction. In truth, I died the moment I set everything in motion. The person you see before you now is nothing but a remnant of consciousness left over within the Loom of Fate.
Kari Bear is dead. That's why he no longer exists outside of people's memories.
As for your question, the Loom of Fate is a device capable of weaving ley lines.
Oh my god, my prediction was correct?
In its primitive form, it can only be used to create and implant memories. But, as more of it is completed, its power becomes stronger and stronger, until finally, it has the power to weave real ley lines of its own. Once fully completed, the moment it gains the power to weave ley lines, it loses the lower level ability to influence memories.
So you'll cease to exist.
But it also becomes a tool that can change the entire world.
So that was the source of your ability to implant memories.
Yes. I have the ability to control the Loom in its semi-completed form. I suppose you can think of it as a form of compensation. After all, its existence cost me my life.
So the memories that suddenly appeared in Dane's mind were implanted by Kari Bear through the half-finished Loom of Fate. That makes sense. But I'm still lost as to why he went as far as to introduce himself to all the residents of Imara Village. Why did you implant your memories of yourself into the people of Imara Village?
That. I was wrong to implant those memories. sorry I caused so much trouble. Not only for everyone in the village, but for you as well. I just wanted them to feel like I once existed in this world. As if I had a chance at life.
Damn, I know I'm gonna feel sad at the end of this. So that's why I never would have guessed. But is there any kind of meaning to this? Does only existing in people's memories really count as living? There was an interesting philosophical paper about that, I think. I don't remember the name of it. Are we memories? Or are we... are who we are, is that just all the memories, or does our experiences not matter? If you were to lose all your memories, would you still be the same person? Stuff like that. It's interesting thinking.
I know what you must be thinking.
No, you probably don't. My brain goes a mile a minute.
Something so meaningless.
No, definitely wasn't thinking that. Meaning only has what you put into it. If it meant something to you, it meant something.
But I just couldn't accept it. I had to know what it would be like if I had my own life. What kind of person I would be. What other people would think of me. Chief Amadea, Baram, Granny Jahiat, Atosa. What would it be like if I could live alongside them? No cataclysm, no curse. Just a quiet life in a peaceful village. I was curious, so I selfishly tried to have my own life.
I can see why.
Even if that meant piecing together the version of myself that could have been. One memory at a time. I know it sounds stupid.
No, I would have done the same thing if I were in your shoes.
After all, my life ended a long time ago.
When you were a child.
Any chance at living was stripped away from me when I was 8 years old. My consciousness left to mature in an illusory world of nothingness. Even the form you see before you was nothing but an invention based on my father's appearance. An imagined version of what I would look like if I had the chance to grow up.
In the end, this all stems from the tragedy that occurred in Conria back then. You know, everyone is looking for you.
I know. But there's nothing I can do to make them find me. If I could exist in the real world, I would return without a second thought and surprise them with the suddenness of it all. But, well, that's not possible for me.
As I understand it. Even though you only appeared in their memories, your existence was a great comfort to them. They all believe you once lived among them.
I know.
Well, now that I've found you, let's continue this conversation some other time. Dane might still need my help. No, we can keep talking. Dane's probably dead in a ditch.
Captain Dainsleif. Twilight's sword, you mean? No need to meet up with him. Things should already be settled on his end. Exactly. As someone who could only exist in people's memories, the fact that I'm able to talk to you in my consciousness like this can only mean one thing.
The Loom of Fate is completed.
The Loom of Fate has already been completed.
What? The Loom of Fate is already complete? That means the eye of the first field tiller must have fallen into the hands of the Abyss. Could something have happened to Dane? Or, like Dane suggested, they've just been skipping the prototyping phase and...
No need to worry about Captain Dainsleif. He's absolutely fine. The only reason he lost the eye was because I happened to guess exactly what he was planning. Captain Dainsleif has had the eye inside his body this whole time, hasn't he?
Uh-huh. Yeah, that makes sense.
His plan was to lure the Abyss Order to a false location, capitalizing on their pursuit of the eye in order to have the chance to confront the princess. He would then hand the eye to you and tell you to take it away from that location.
Which he didn't do.
That way, Captain Dainsleif could accomplish his own goal and ensure the safety of the eye all at once. A very thorough plan.
But Dane never handed me the eye, and that was why he kept interfering and having his memories altered. But Dane never handed me the eye.
That's right. Because in his mind, he had given it to you already.
Wait, does that mean that he gave Dane a false memory? He made him think that. When?
Before you two entered that false location.
Traveler, wait.
Yeah, there was that moment. That makes sense. I believe it. You don't have to show me.
We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
So when Dane froze up back then, it was because a false memory was being implanted in his mind. No wonder.
That was when I implanted the memory of him handing you the eye. Given the tense situation at that time, Captain Dainsleif failed to notice anything out of the ordinary, and took that memory to be real. I'm sorry, Traveler, but I needed the Loom of Fate to be completed. And to do that, we had to retrieve the eye.
So Dane had the eye this whole time, until the Abyss Order took it away. I'm not sure there's anything that we could have done. Now that the Loom of Fate is complete, what are you planning to do with it?
I promise I'm not trying to conceal anything from you, but I truly have no idea what the princess is planning.
To destroy the thrones, be very vague, and probably talk to us in version 8.0.
Tevat's ley line system is deeply entrenched in the planet. Creating new ley lines can neither replace nor extend the ones that already exist. In the face of everything they could be planning, I fear I'm too insignificant to even get a glimpse of the bigger picture. In any case, I had my own use for the Loom of Fate, and my goal, at least, has been achieved.
You want to leave your mark on the world.
You remember my father, don't you? Clotar Alberic. I believe you saw him in your sibling's memory.
He was trying to bring back you, and he was trying to basically turn you from a hilichurl into a human. And if you dig deep into the lore, he was using mushrooms growing off your mom's corpse to do it.
After he used the power of the Abyss to restore consciousness to my hilichurl form.
Sure, let's word it that way.
I suffered from an indescribable level of mental anguish. To comfort me, my father told me a story. That this was a fairy tale world where I had to take on the form of a little monster.
Right, I remember that.
That story managed to dispel my fears. Even if just for a moment. My goal was simple. To use the Loom of Fate in its near-completed form. When its ability to create memories was at its strongest. To implant a specific memory into the minds of the hilichurls. In that memory, I would tell them a story. Just like my father did for me. It was a story of fairy tales and love. But more than anything, it was the story of us.
You were a cool character for like all of the looks at time code. 30 minutes we knew you. So that was his goal. That was the only thing he wanted. He had a device as powerful as the Loom of Fate at his disposal, and all he wanted to do was offer the hilichurls a moment of comfort and peace.
I can't change the world. Not when I lost the very right to exist within it. Implanting those memories, that was the most worthwhile thing I could offer.
Perhaps. I think it was very meaningful indeed.
All that's left of my existence is a wisp of residual consciousness tied to the Loom of Fate. In truth, that trace of my consciousness should have dissipated long ago. My goal was the one thing that allowed me to hold on all this time. But now, the bedtime story is finished. And it's finally time to rest.
We're basically talking to another leyline ghost. There he goes. I'm gonna feel very sad for Atosa in a few minutes, aren't I? Oh, God. Why? Wonder what Nahida's doing right now. It's his mother's handkerchief.
Looks like I was too late to see Kari Bear one last time.
And you're here too. Hooray. So how did you get here exactly? I thought we were in his mental scape or whatever. Shouldn't we be dissipating back to the real world? You're right.
Kari Bear's consciousness is gone, and this space will soon disappear along with it.
Yep, I was right. Man, I was right so often in this stream.
That's why we're not tangible. Were that not the case, I'd love to hug you too.
Alright, see you in version 7.0, I guess.
Well, how about a conversation?
Oh my god. Compensation, at least. Why is Paimon not here?
The chance to just stop and talk like this is certainly not easy to come by. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I almost can't believe it's not real.
That battle
I saw what
earlier
it said
was
there.
Tough. The one against Dane, I mean.
You killed him, right?
I didn't expect that after everything, he would still hesitate to raise his sword against me.
You mean you traveled together with him for what I assume was years?
Were it not for that, perhaps I'd still be no match for the Twilight Sword. Even after 500 years.
Have you not been practicing? Or improving? Is Lumine still like level 30? What exactly are you planning? You know, it's going to be really funny to think that she can't beat Dane after 500 years of grinding. Granted, he's been grinding for 500 years too. And then we're going to eventually get him as playable and he's going to be level 1. And I'm going to laugh at him. Anywho, what exactly are you planning? What are you going to do with the Loom of Fate?
The Loom of Fate, huh? I still haven't found a way to utilize it to its full potential. But there's still time. Before the heavenly principles awaken.
Oh yeah, they still asleep? So, is my theory going to be correct in that the heavenly principles lost all of their power? I went back to look at my theory, because it was when I first got to Sumeru that I had this theory. That the heavenly principles hasn't really been active or around for what appears to be 500 years the more you look into the lore. And then it got confirmed by Nahida at the end of the Sumeru Archon quest. So, if the heavenly principles aren't awake now, what are the odds are that around the same time, the heavenly principles is either dead, gone, lost their power, and then became Paimon, born again as like the new reincarnation of her or something? That's my theory. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if part or whole of that turns out to be true, but it's a fun theory. Are you still asleep?
Yes. For 500 years now, ever since the cataclysm in Conria, there's been no sign of activity. Not long ago, you witnessed the Hydro Archon destroy her divine throne. Yes?
Oh my god, we're actually going to acknowledge that? Your plan is to do something similar, right?
Such a flagrant disregard for the rules, and still Celestia took no action. I suppose that's proof enough of the Heavenly Principles situation.
True. I think I brought that up when that happened. Are they even around still? Are they fucking doing anything? And Nahida bluffed to fucking Dotori that she could summon them by shattering a Gnosis.
However, the Heavenly Principles will awaken. We just don't know when that will be, or what might trigger it.
You really hate the Heavenly Principles, don't you? Aether sure as hell does.
You could say that. Just look at Kari Bear. He was so pure and single-minded. The space we now find ourselves is a perfect representation of who he was. Quiet and peaceful.
Speaking of the Heavenly Principles, why are we still going around to every nation asking to look for the unknown god when we already know that they're called the Heavenly Principles at this point? We should go back and ask them about, again, do you know anything about the Heavenly Principles? Because I'm sure fucking Raiden A has a lot to say about them. And Nihida, too, for that matter.
Even as a hilly churl, seeing the terrible sight
Zhongli
in
is
the mirror wasn't enough
consigned
to
to
taint his
silence.
spirit.
He gets a pass.
He brought comfort to the people of this world, even though he was denied the very right to be a part of it. So ask yourself this. Who was it that deprived him of that right to exist? Of course, that's only one example. My feelings about the Heavenly Principles are too complicated to explain in just a few words.
I know, I went on a whole tangent about it already.
Ether?
You're the only one in this world who calls me that.
Interesting. I know that there was talk about that in the... There's something about that was mentioned before, and I can't remember where. Like, Aether and Lumine aren't even their real names.
There's so much I wanted to ask you, but for some reason...
Also, it changed my name in the text.
I'm not interested in asking those questions right now. There's just one thing I have to ask. One thing I could never understand. Why? Why can't we continue our journey together?
Also, why are you not in why are you bound to this world in Irminsul? There's a whole lot of questions I honestly do need to ask you.
At the end of my journey, I arrived at a place known as the Sea of Flowers at the end.
Oh, that's the place that, what's his name? Arthur, who stands out in front of Mondstadt, is talking about.
Do you remember? A long time ago, when we traveled between worlds together.
Also, speaking of traveling between worlds, if you play Honkai Star Rail, go back and watch the Robin trailer. Aether is in the comments of the video. In the music video, there's this part where the stream... there's a stream of, like, YouTube comments or Twitter comments that goes through on the video, and you can see Aether in there, you can see the captain in there. There's a whole bunch of people.
You told me you wanted to find a place in the universe where that one flower was in full bloom.
Oh. So the flower Lumine has in her hair isn't even from this planet?
To have a place like that suddenly appear before me. Well, would you think of that as a coincidence?
You mean...
I miss you too, Aether. But as this war continues to rage, and as I continue to seek that final answer...
What war?
I don't even know how to face myself sometimes, let alone my own brother.
Elaborate. All I want is elaboration. Stop talking around the problems and get to it.
Huh?
The dream.
What's going on?
It's collapsing.
This space has lost its tether. I doubt it'll be able to exist much longer. In fact, aside from our inability to physically interact with each other, there's something else you should know about this space. With Kari Bear gone, we won't be able to remember anything that happened here.
Fucking stop wasting my time. God damn it. I hate this memory bullshit.
Everything in space will be wiped from existence, including all memory of our reunion.
God. This game is depressing just to fuck with me, isn't it?
You're only telling me this now?
Also, I thought you said you wouldn't be able to touch him. Alright, Paimon. What happened? Did I conk out? Did I just drop on the ground? Is Atosa here? I have so much to get off my chest. This is one of the big problems I have with the writing in Genshin Story, is we progressed the story without progressing the story yet again. You're just fucking with my emotional heartstrings.
Still so sleepy. Paimon's head feels all fuzzy. Oh, Paimon woke up a little earlier than you, so Paimon will fill you in. The villagers said that they saw us sleeping near the village yesterday. They couldn't wake us up no matter how hard they tried, so they decided to just bring us back here.
And how come Paimon didn't end up in Karibear's dream? Huh? Interesting. Explain that one, Hoyo.
Oh, and Dane came by just now? It looked like he was injured. He didn't say anything, though. Just made sure that you were alright and left. Kinda seemed like he had a lot on his mind, but that's Dane for ya.
Which means now we don't know that the Loom of Fate is complete. The Loom of Fate is complete, and we don't know that. The whole purpose of this quest is meaningless. Please tell me Atosa remembers. Please tell me Atosa remembers. He never changes, does he? Having trouble thinking straight.
For a second. We were in that memory, and we saw that guy you called Kari Bear. He was the missing villager that we've been trying to find, right? And after that, Paimon doesn't remember what happened.
Wait, we remember? Karibear and I talked for a while. He told me about the Loom of Fate. Oh, so we're just not going to remember anything from after he died. Okay. I'm a little bit less salty now.
Wait, really? What a score!
I guess our commission is complete then. The missing villager, the person who only existed in people's memory, was Karibear all along. But now that he's gone, I'm not sure how to explain things to the villagers.
What happened after that?
I can't seem to remember. Okay. Maybe I'm just tired. I feel like something else happened, but why can't I remember? I'm not sure why, but it almost feels like I lost something.
Ah, there you are.
Oh, good. I don't have to track you down, Braum.
Bayram, you sure seem happy. Did something good happen?
Something good? Huh. Wasn't anything good or bad, I'd say. It's just that, well, the village organized another search party yesterday. It didn't feel right to leave all the searching to the adventurers. So there we were, searching away, when suddenly this one guy said it all came back to him. According to him, one day around dusk, he was passing by this one tree outside the village, and he saw our missing villager. There he was, sleeping under that tree all by himself. His parents came a little later to wake him up, and they all left together. It looked like quite a happy family, apparently.
Oh.
And after that, well, we all started to feel like that really is what happened. Kind of strange that we forgot all about it for so long.
So that's how Karibear said his goodbyes. That was the last memory he gave them.
And we also remembered his name, Karibear. Now, that's not a name you hear every day. Would have been helpful if we remembered it sooner.
It's a unique name. Make sure you remember it this time.
Well, I hope he's happy wherever he is. And we're all relieved now that we know what happened.
God, I feel like I have a rock in my stomach.
Left the village. That's probably for the best. At least they have some sort of explanation now.
Karibear is gone. The Loom of Fate is now complete. And now no one else will be able to change the no one else will try to change the villagers' memories.
Paimon wonders how Atosa's doing. Maybe we should go check on her. If she hasn't remembered like everyone else, we can tell her what happened. Paimon didn't see her in the village just now, so she's probably at the tree. Come on, let's go talk to her.
God, I'm gonna feel like shit depending on what options we have to talk to her. We should also talk to Grandpa Abadia. Why'd he leave without a word? Feels so sad. This village just makes me sad. I'm never coming back here again. I just remembered this is where I go to start farming Layla's Ascension materials. I'm gonna have to come back here later. To the tree!
Hey, Atosa, how's it going?
Oh, So, it's you two. I was just about to go looking for you. I wanted to thank you. I was part of the search party, so I remember what happened to Kari Bear now. Honestly, I just can't believe I forgot something so important.
I'm sure he wouldn't want you to forget him.
It's funny, but I have this feeling he told me the same thing. I just can't seem to remember when. I guess it doesn't really matter anyway. Life is made up of a series of memories. As long as I hold on to our time together, he'll always be a part of my life.
God, I'm so depressed.
I'm just happy I got to meet him. So, who cares what happens in the future, right?
Don't. Yeah, that's right. Keep your mouth shut, Ether.
Okay, I'll admit. I'm just putting on a brave face.
Yeah, you loved him.
I was dumped, wasn't I?
No. God, no. I don't think.
Otherwise, why would he just leave like that without saying goodbye?
I'm sure he had his reasons. He was gonna pass away soon anyway.
You don't need to comfort me. I'll be okay. It's just like Kari Bear said. It's the things we overcome that make life more precious. And you know, if he has a heart, maybe he'll come back and see me one day.
I wouldn't get your hopes up about that.
Anyway, thanks for all your hard work, you two. I promised I'd help Granny Jahiet with something, so I should head back. Goodbye.
You can also tell that they shortened this quest line because we never talked to Granny Jahiet despite how many times her name got brought up in this.
Well, that should be it, right? Everyone's lives can go back to normal now.
Why do I feel so shitty, though?
Oh, right! Weren't you about to tell Paimon what happened after your conversation with Kari Bear?
I couldn't remember because Hoya wouldn't let me keep those memories. Alright, what happened after that? I can't remember. Feels like there's something in my pocket.
A picture? Where'd that come from? Let Paimon see.
Excuse me? How? What? Nani the fuck? You must get along with each other, the two of you. You sly dog. He faked dying. He was still around for a little bit longer. Precious group photo that has surpassed the rules, somehow being taken by some unknown person using unknown means in a space that should no longer exist. Well, I can't think of a better way to end this, so I guess we'll just get all of my thoughts out of the air now. This was definitely a very emotionally manipulative story. I feel terrible having sat through it. And I feel bad for everyone involved. Well, hopefully we'll have a little bit more of a fun time next time we stream this game. And we'll do Cloran's story mission. Hopefully that'll be less depressing and much more interesting. Because the key takeaways that we've done out of this was Loom of Fate is completed. We got cop-outed out of getting information out of Lumine. And Dane was here, I guess? And I feel sorry for Atosa and Kari Bear. I just feel sad, alone, and emotionally manipulated. Was this a good quest? Was it interesting? There was at least one puzzle that I had fun solving.
Come on, enough.
There wasn't really all that much combat either. I don't really know. I'm not in the right headspace to talk about this anymore. Hey, it ended up being about 2 hours. So everyone who told me it was about 2 hours, they were right. Thank you, and I appreciate that. Well, I've rambled off for long enough, and you don't need to listen to me rant. I want to be in a good mood, so I'm just gonna go to my happy place. And unfortunately, my happy place, for at least the time being, is off stream. So I'll see you all in the next video, where and whenever that'll be. Probably it'll be doing more Galactic Baseballer in the next stream that we do for that, maybe in a day or two, because I'm really enjoying that event. And you're going to see it whenever we do resume it, because I went and 100%ed all of the material that I have already shown on stream. I've just been grinding it because I've actually enjoyed playing it, because I actually enjoy playing it. And maybe I'll get around to reading that lore primer that Ashikai wrote for Zenless Zone Zero. I don't plan on playing Zenless Zone Zero. If enough people try to convince me to play it, maybe I will. But for the time being, I'm content with what we have covering. I still have Sea of Thieves stuff I need to cover. I have Honkai Star Rail there's going to be a trailer reaction probably before this weekend is out, considering this time tomorrow there will have been the 2.3 trailer will be out, and possibly even Firefly's character trailer will also be out by then. And maybe we'll do a live reaction, maybe we won't. If you want to be aware of when I'm going to be going live next, since we're now past my scheduled streams for the week, the best way to do that would be to join the Discord, links to which are on my About page here on Twitch, and in the descriptions of every one of the YouTube videos. Ta-ta for now. Bye-bye.